So is Rishi Sunak's plan to control the number of people coming into the UK a workable one? We'll hear from a refugee charity in a moment. First, I asked Jeremy Hutton from Migration Watch UK, a think tank arguing for lower immigration, for his reaction.
It's very ambitious, which I think is absolutely necessary because, as the previous attempt from a couple of years ago, the Nationality and Borders Act proved, we do need quite dramatic legislation to actually make a difference and, well, stop the boats and crack down on illegal immigration. So we do have major concerns over, whether it will get through the courts. And, first of all, there's the British courts and there's the European courts. So that's unclear. However, the actual measures within the bill, we think, will be able to provide significant deterrence to attempted illegal immigration and hopefully...
Okay, well, let's get into that because, as you pointed out, this is questionable legally. For some, it's questionable morally. But let's talk about feasibility. How is this actually going to work and how is it going to help?
So the main gist of it is that it is creating significant disincentives for people making that journey across the Channel to cross, all the way through Europe and then try and get to Britain on a small boat. At the moment, there's quite a welcoming reception. You'll get picked up by the RNLI or the Royal Navy or the Border Force on the way, and then you'll probably end up in a hotel somewhere around the country. And then it's quite easy to make an asylum claim relying on certain factors. Often modern slavery is a good backstop if all else fails. That's become a noticeable trend over the past year. So what the bill does is basically say, if you come here, it'll be much harder to make a claim. You'll probably have to make your claim from another country, such as Rwanda or your home country. And all of that being together makes it very difficult for, well, sorry, not difficult, it makes it...
So this is what I want to ask you about this then, because the RNLI will still need to go out and help people and save people. They will still need to take people somewhere to be processed, somewhere where they can get shelter. So where does this diverge? You will still need a great deal of processing to make this plan work. And as yet, the UK government haven't sent anyone to Rwanda.
Indeed, yeah. So ultimately, it works in the long term by reducing the amount of people who try to make that journey, because if there is the significant and likely outcome that they will be sent to their home country or Rwanda or potentially another third country is rumoured, it will reduce the demand for the supply of the Channel crossings. There
is then this question of whether this is a moral approach, whether we are treating people as human beings.
Sure, I understand that. I think it's important to recognise that the UK has taken in quite a significant amount of asylum seekers over the past few years. Of course, a lot of them are stuck in that system, which is unfortunate. It makes it difficult to say how many would have been granted asylum at the end of the day, although there are estimates. But it comes down to how long is a piece of string. There's so many people around the world who, according to the current rules, could qualify for asylum here, and they can make a good story, they can spin a good yarn. Some of them will have very legitimate cases.
But then how do we find those who have legitimate cases if they are just simply, shipped off without any sort of proper process to establish that?
Well, the new system, if I'm understanding it correctly, it doesn't say that the claims won't be heard at all. It's just that they'll be heard overseas. And in that case, it means that people will have their claims heard in Rwanda, which is a country which the government is fairly confident has the ability to look after asylum seekers and is willing to take them. While the UK, we're suffering from significant housing shortages.